My name is Pierce Carson. I'm CEO of Santa Fe Gold Corporation. We're here in southwestern New Mexico at our Lordsburg mill site, where we bring the ore from Summit and process it here. We're an emerging gold producer with both gold and silver actually here at Summit. There are two or three things that make Santa Fe Gold unusual in the junior mining space. One is the fact that we actually are going into production. There are a lot of junior mining companies out there that never quite make it, so we're head and shoulders over some of those. We're producing 150 tons a day right now. Towards a little bit later in 2011, in a few months, we'll be up to our 400 tons a day.
These boys are getting ready to drill a hole right now. So you'll get the effect of what these machines are like and what these boys do.
Another thing is that our production is in the United States, and a lot of investors like that because once you get your permits and once you get operating, there's no country risk here in the U.S. And another thing that we're quite proud of here is our management group. Pat Freeman is a very experienced guy here in the state of New Mexico. He spent much of his career here. He's been involved with the Summit project from the acquisition all the way through the construction. He was actually our construction manager here at the mill, and now he's acting general manager for us.
This is a simple aggregate crushing plant. We receive coarse ore from the mine. It's loaded directly with a front end loader into a jaw crusher. From a jaw crusher, it goes to a cone crusher over a 3-deck screen, which separates it into two products. We separate the 5/8 by the quarter for direct shipping silicious flux, and the -1/4 inch is produced for mill feed. The plant runs about 150 tons an hour. It's a simple portable plant that allows us to be very flexible in receiving and sizing ores and making them into the various products that we need for our customers.
Our mill has got a lot of extra capacity, and down the road we'll be able to pull in ore from other sources other than Summit.
So these vibrating feeders are controlled from the control room by computer, and they guarantee that there's a steady feed supply to the ball mill. We're currently running about 17 tons an hour. This material runs about 10 ounces per ton of silver and about 0.1 ounces per ton of gold.
The values here is actually a little bit more silver than gold, so we're actually slightly higher in silver as far as the underlying values go.
So at this point, we dump the 1/4 inch rock directly into the feed chute of the ball mill, and we add water. We mix that water about 50-50 with the rock and come up with a slurry that goes through the ball mill, which is filled with 3-inch steel balls, and it crushes that 1/4 inch rock down to approximately 100 mesh material.
In summer of 2010, we undertook a project. The objective of this project, since Santa Fe Gold controls multiple square miles of patented ground, which means they own the surface and the minerals, and they have an existing mill into production, that our objective was to do exploration, to evaluate the district, to identify and then drill targets to develop gold and silver that then could be supplied as mill feed for the mill. This is the first comprehensive study of the district to identify, and the potential is excellent. I believe from this work that we have an excellent opportunity here to drill off and develop additional resources in the near term that then can be developed and supply the ongoing mill feed that's needed for the mill here for Santa Fe Gold.
At this point, we add a concentrated detergent, which is a soap, and we agitate and add air booster to bring a large bubbling froth to the surface. And that detergent coats those silver and gold grains on the surface of those bubbles, and these rakes drag it off. The black material that you see coming off of the concentrate here is the silver and gold.
Our next project is the Ortiz Gold Project. It's in north central New Mexico. There's a 2 million ounce gold resource that's been drilled at Ortiz. It'll produce gold for less than $300 an ounce. We think we'll have it permitted in about 1.5 to 2 years, and then we can start the development in the mining. There's about half of the 2 million ounces we have in a mine design now. The mine that we have designed would produce about 1 million ounces over 10 years, about 100,000 ounces a year. One of the reasons that the operating costs are as low as they are there is that we can recover the gold using gravity. We don't have to use chemicals. So we crush the ore down, and then the gold is in fairly coarse particles that we can recover just using gravity. So this is a great project for our future.
We're at the thickener tank, and as the name implies, this is a device which thickens the concentrate. In other words, it removes the excess water, and that heavier concentrate is allowed to settle to the bottom, and the clarified water rises to the top, where we put it back into the plant for reprocessing. So that water is continually recycled and used over and over again.
The other product that we make is called a silica flux. Instead of going through all of those stages with our ore, we mine the ore, we crush it, and then we direct ship that crushed ore to a smelter, a local smelter here in Arizona. We've actually sold to 2 smelters. One is a Sarco, which we've got a contract now for 2011. And we've also been selling to Freeport McMoran as well.
This is the final product that comes out of the concentrator. It's a silver gold concentrate. The basic material contains in round numbers about 10 ounces per ton of gold and 1,000 ounces per ton of silver. It's worth about $40,000 a ton or $20 a pound.
The third thing that we have going on in the company is an agreement to do a business combination with a Canadian company by the name of Columbus Silver Corporation. Their main assets are here in New Mexico. Once the transaction is completed, which we think will happen towards the end of next month, towards the end of April, the Columbus Silver shareholders will own about 10% of our stock, and Santa Fe Gold will then own the assets. So we believe we can get another mine going up there and then truck that material down to our mill. And the numbers that I was talking about for Summit, then we could potentially double. And those start becoming pretty significant to a small company such as ours.
So from the drum filter, the material falls into a concentrate storage bin. In this bin right now, there's about 12 or 13 tons of concentrate. And what this represents is the silver and gold that we recovered from about 2,500 tons of ore. And this represents about $500,000 or $600,000 worth of gold and silver that we will have payment from the smelter in Germany.
So these 3 projects, the Summit project, the Ortiz project, and the Columbus Silver projects, we believe will be, first of all, an excellent platform to increase our earnings, starting with Summit, then Ortiz, and thirdly, to add additional production as well as great exploration upside with the Columbus Silver properties.